Afternoon everyone, it's Carol here at Oak House Journals and I'm going to be doing week 3 in the Margarete Miller weekly collage planner project for 2023, and can you believe we're on week 3 already? Crazy. Anyway, the prompts for week 3 are something that you do at a party. Well, for me, that is you dress up for a party, whether you go in your smart clothes or in fancy dress. So I've got this lovely little image here of a boy in a clown's suit. He's obviously dressed up. A fruit, well, I've got one of these Moo series print-on stickers, and I've got 2 sheets here, and as you can see, there's various images of fruits on here. So there's some strawberries, there's green gages, there's cherries, there's a pear, there's apples, there's plums. So I've got lots of choice there. So I'll be using one of those. And what I particularly like about these is there's a little bit of text as well that you can take and use. So that will add some detail on my collage. The third prompt is anything wintry. Well, I'm always picking up business cards, and I picked up this one particularly because it was reminiscent to me of winter. It's a very moody scene or painting, and I thought that I would use that as my prompt for winter. I also thought that I might use another sticker. Now these again are the Moo series print-on stickers, and as you can see there's areas here and here, and also down at the bottom with sort of moody shades, and I thought that they might add some interest on my piece as well. So I might be using those. I don't know yet, but I might pick one of those and use it. Lines, well, I have again some stickers. These are print-on stickers. They're cord stripes and they're by LCN Design Studios. But even though these are stickers and they are stickers of lines, coloured lines, I'm not going to be using the stickers themselves. I'm going to use this portion of the packaging. I could use the reverse, but it's actually this bit as well I want to get on my piece or in my collage today. So I'm going to be using the packaging from this. The next one is a shoe. Now I have here a stamp. Now admittedly this is a pair of shoes and the prompt says a shoe, but I could stamp just one of the shoes and use that. Or the other thing is I've got this image here of a pair of clogs. I could use just that one on its own. And the reason I've chosen this is because there are hints of red on it, but also if I lift out my little boy here, the picture and the clogs, the colour tones work really well. And the bonus is a ticket stub of any kind. Well, I've lifted out several here, and again it's all to do with the colours. So I've got this little Greek or Turkish one, I think it's Greek, and again that's the same sort of colour tones. Actually it's a double one there, didn't realise that. It's the same sort of colour tones as my clog and my little boy. I have a pale pink one here that's got a slightly pale red on it as well, which I could use, and again that would pick up the red on the clog and maybe the red off the cover here. If I wanted something more neutral to tie in with fruits, then I've got this green one here, but it also has hints of red on it. And then really just as a last resort, I threw in this one, which is a very, very pale grey almost, but again, it's got hints of red on it, so I could use that. So lots of options when it comes to the ticket stubs, and I hope I'm not going to be too spoilt for choice. So let's get started. Obviously, the first thing I need to do is rip this so that it fits on my page. Okay, so that's done, and I'm tempted to have it this way round, so I'm going to take away a portion here off this side. Now these are my biggest pieces next, so I'm not really wanting much of that dark to show. I like this moodiness here, so let's just pop that on there like that for the moment. I can always trim this one down a little bit more if I want. I quite like some of this showing because I'm thinking it's going to actually add a bit of a frame for my little boy because he's quite a soft image, and I'm going to lose him on the piece if I'm not careful. So I'm thinking something like that, maybe pull that across. So I've got pink going on down here, I've got yellowy creams going on there. If I use this one, it's a nice blend into the other colours, but it doesn't do what I want it to do in terms of act as a frame for the boy. Okay, let's pop this one. That's quite nice, having that below the lines there, but having the 24 showing. I could have the shoes, move it all over and have the shoes down in this corner. Not like in this area here. If I turn it sideways, I lose the 24 though. And I don't think, let's have a look at those there. Those don't look right there. Let's try changing this and make use of the whole length of this. Could still have the 5 showing and have those down there. I could move that over a little bit more. I'm losing my framing of that. I'm beginning to like this arrangement, so let me just play with it a little bit more. And that in a bit more so that I've just got the 5 and not any of the 2 showing, so that's quite nice. I'm liking that. And then I'm thinking something like that, which means that this has to come over some more. Quite liking that. If I do those in red, picks up that. I'll set myself a bit of a challenge trying to stamp on here, I know. Okay, yes, I'm beginning to feel comfortable with how this is going. That peeping off the edge, just off the edge slightly. This bottom line on the business card lined up with the line on the ticket there. This on here, and I still got my framing. I can move that over to narrow that gap down so that I'm not going off the border here. Thinking about having those down there like that so that it covers all 3, the ticket stub, the business card and the little boy, but comes off. It picks up the red there. There's a little bit of red there, and then this leaves me quite a big space there. So I wonder about this great big pear across that gap like that. It's hard to judge with it in place, so I might just cut that out. But I think that's what I'm going to do, everybody. Okay, everybody, this is how I'm going to have it on my page. I am going to trim off this last line up here, and I will move it over slightly, not much, because I don't want the toe of this shoe going off the edge. And I've decided to use that rather than the clogs. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit of glue behind my key pieces. And I'm just going to trim off this last line here. My pieces are all glued in place. I actually printed off another of these images because the original one that I had was printed off on just very, very lightweight photocopy paper, and it wasn't really standing up to the dip left by the business card, which is much thicker. So what I did was I went in, printed off another one on some slightly heavier weight printer paper, and I've just glued that over the top, and it gives me less of a ridge here because I'm going to need all the help I can get when I decide to go in and stamp that. But what I'm going to do first is I'm going to add my fruit, and I've cut out this pear. Now the lines that were on it, if I can get those to show up, maybe better there, the lines that were on it that were appealing to me initially are not now, because what I'd like to do is angle it across there, and if I do that, then the lines that form part of the sticker will be at an angle, and that's going to look strange. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to go in and keep those as straight as I can, but I'm thinking something like that on there. I don't really have much in the way of detail going on down here, so I'm thinking I might add another piece from the sticker. Let's see what I've got. I could use that Horrocks Limited across the bottom there, and I think I'll do that. There we go. Just a little bit of detail there, but I think it's enough just to add some interest on that bottom left-hand corner there. And now I'm going to risk all and go in and try and stamp this, and fingers crossed. because of the surface of the business card, which is a little bit shiny, what I think I'm going to do is go in with some archival ink, and it will stick on almost anything. So I'm thinking something like that on my page, and I'm going to glue this down first and then stamp my shoes. Gives me a little bit of an empty space up here, but I might be able to find something to go up in that corner, even if it's maybe something like that across the corner to match the 5. And then I've got almost my 3 red pieces. Let me think about that though, and concentrate on getting this shoe stamped first. I've just mounted my stamp onto my block, and you were all probably shouting at me when I was doing my placement of the stamp on my piece, because of course when I stamp these, they're going to be round the other way, aren't they? And I should have listened to you, but I didn't hear you. I was so busy getting on with this. So okay, I'm going to have my shoes still in the same place down here, but it will interfere slightly with how my layout was positioned on my page, but I can live with that. I just want now to get a nice clean stamped image, so I'm going in with some archival ink here. I've got red geranium. This is quite a vibrant red, but it's not an in-your-face poppy red. As you saw, my stamping didn't quite work because of the lip or edge I've got on this thicker business card. I thought of various options. I thought about just ripping this out, my test piece, putting that on there. It won't match with my piece. I thought about using some of the other tickets down there, perhaps, maybe stamping on that, but that's not going to blend in with the piece that I've got here. But the back of the Greek or Turkish tickets, the colour is quite a good colour match for what I've got going on here, and I thought I would just see if I could stamp it on that and put that on, and I think that's going to be the best, in which case I feel that I need to have another pop of red on here so that I've got 3 bits of red. So I could do something like that and use this little flower sticker and just pop it up in that corner for a little bit of colour, probably that way round, I think. I also had a look at the clogs, and I trimmed those down and pop those on there like that, and again it all looks too much down at this side. I have to have it positioned off this green ticket because the stamping went off onto the white, so I have to have it like that because it doesn't look right like that. I also can't drop it down anymore really, because then it looks a little bit strange here. So I'm thinking that that is probably how I will need to have it, and then maybe have this kind of on the top so that it looks like it's meant to be there, and then put this up in the top corner. So I think that's what I'm going to do, everybody. Abject fail when it came to the stamping, but these things happen. I did realise that it could potentially be a risk with that business card in terms of the surface, and I was so busy concentrating on that I didn't really consider the drop or the difference in levels. Here we go, everybody. This is my finished piece. I had to do quite a bit of repair work because of that stamping issue down there. So as you saw, I used the reverse of the Greek ticket, stamped the shoes on that, and then that little red sticker I position round the shoes to ease off this corner and make it look like it was supposed to be like that. And then I put a little bit of text underneath the business card so that that would blend in and make it sit nicely. I've put in quite a bit of sticker work, these washi stickers, up in this corner. I put in that piece of Moody sticker to try and match this and balance it off, but I also have gone in with some tiny little gold coloured dots, a little flower here and a couple of branches here, and you'll see better on the actual photos at the end. And the reason I went in with those was to try and balance it out a little bit. Now, I haven't done it very successfully, but I think it's about as good as I can get it. I did put another sticker over, I went mad with stickers, I tell you. I did put another sticker over the join between the shoes and my little boy down here to try and blend that in better. And I've also put in another little gold sticker like these flowers up here down here to try and blend it all in. Well, these things happen, and actually I don't mind my end result. This is still looking very much too in my face. I might have been better trying to find something softer. But anyway, it's there now and there's nothing I can do about it. I will leave some photos at the end for you to have a closer look, and please be kind with the comments. I did my best to mend the error. We live and learn with all of these, don't we? So I'll say goodbye now, everybody. Leave it as it is, and I'll see you for assignment 4 if you can bear to join me. So until then, everybody, take care. Bye bye now.